So let's explain, first of all, the lab coats. We are not architects. We're not urban designers. We're feeling a little insecure. So this morning we rushed out and got lab coats because, as you know, once you put a lab coat on, you have to listen to us.
Natural authority. Pay attention now.
All right? We're here to talk about...
Well, before we actually get into that, I'd just like to, make this a little bit interactive.
Just started.
I know we just started. First of all, how many of you out there are sexually active today? Raise your hands.
Get them up. Get them up.
All right. Oh, don't be shy. Just your hands, please. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, that's that's not bad.
This is a reindeer crowd than I thought. Okay. Now, you might not assume that sex is important to an aging culture by our obsession with youth.
But did you know?
Due to the burgeoning ranks of baby boomers and advances in healthcare and medicine, more seniors tonight, people, are having sex than teens, 20s, and 30-somethings. Didn't know that, did you? 50-plus American women are the healthiest, wealthiest, and most active generation of women in history. And that means they are sexually active as well.
So it's not your stereotypical older woman from previous generations.
Hi, Betty. And it's not your cliched oversexed grandma either. This is a whole new generation of older Americans. These women are older and healthy. They're really like, I don't know, would you say superheroes?
Yeah, they're like superheroes, exactly right.
Like superheroes.
Wealthier, wiser, one would hope as well.
Than ever before.
But, it's not just the women, of course. Let's not forget the men.
Let's not forget the men. Look at these two. Clint Eastwood, Sean Connery, in their 80s, still very handsome, but men are always handsome in a tuxedo. Isn't that right, ladies? All men are handsome in a tuxedo.
Okay. And, yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm not a superhero, but, almost. Right, wouldn't you say? Almost? Maybe not. Okay. That men in their 50s are more satisfied with their sex lives, according to statistics, than men in their 30s and 40s. Sorry about that, you youngsters.
We found that the true key to having a great sex life is being alive to enjoy it.
It's a technicality. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Interestingly enough, the very definition of sex changes as we get older. We become broader in our scope of what we think is sexual. We become more inclusive.
And this, again, is a worldwide phenomenon. In Denmark, for example, from whence my ancestors hail.
Jay, they warned us about nudity. The woman's topless.
Oh, sorry about that, Matthias. I'll cover that up there.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
Nice.
I think this is worth reading aloud. Caregivers in Copenhagen have found that pornography and prostitutes have a greater calming effect on their elderly patients than traditional medical treatments, such as drug therapy. You gotta love that, right? Sex, better than drugs.
Let's get a hand for that. Let's get a hand for that. That's right.
Of course, sex with drugs, not a bad thing also.
Let's get a hand for that, too. Now, across the world, we have my favorite, Mr. Shigeo Tokuda, at 77, the world's oldest porn star.
And I don't believe that. I think it's Tokudo, but we should ask Emmy. I'm not sure how to pronounce
it.
I would say it's Tokudo.
And I think it's Tokudo.
These stereotypical images of women are just, let's face it, they're just not real. This is the reality.
Oh, come on. This is not the reality I want to talk about. This is the reality that I want to talk about. What was once the province of wealthy, mostly white men visiting certain parts of Asia and Latin America, sex tourism is increasingly becoming an equal opportunity travel pastime. In fact, 1 in 5 affluent older women visiting this part of Kenya are there for one reason and one reason only: the sex.
Even in highly managed retirement communities like the Villages near Orlando, Florida, Viagra-inspired adventures can get kind of out of hand, as you can read here. Yes, STDs rampant at the Villages.
Some retirement communities, such as the Villages, have an unusual kind of nighttime activity going on. Once the lights are out, people start moving from room to room. It's like college all over again.
So you have to make sure you pay attention to those subtle signs out there. If there's a sock on the door.
Or a Crestor prescription.
Yeah, right. Don't come a knocking when Grandma's
a rockin'. That's right.